Welcome to the inaugural episode of Getting Stoked. With many people I could have chosen from, the idea of who should be on the first episode came almost instantly. This is a person I have worked beside for 2 years now musically and have bugged the shit out of to work with for about 6, while he was in a pop-punk band that in all honesty I really didn't even like that much. He has been working tirelessly at music since he knew only a couple chords, sang badly until he could get a grip on how to do it properly, and did not give a single fuck along the way. So excited to have him here in my bedroom. One of my favorite musicians and greatest friends, Josh Capati. Dude, what the fuck is up?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what up?
Yeah,
This is the first episode, so shit's gonna be a little like wonky at first until we get everything. Plus, I'm in like a really makeshift version of the studio. It's gonna be eventually.
It's a studio.
The studio.
We could have just said it's a studio. For all they know, we're in a fucking we're in a nice studio.
I know, but then future guests are gonna hear it and they're gonna come over and be like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
No, well, it's the inaugural episode. That's where that's where the money went first. And we're like, oh, well, we didn't budget right.
Yeah.
So I guess now it's like, oh, now we got to go back to the bedroom. So, hey, it's a one episode thing.
I think this is gonna be the only bedroom episode. The other ones are probably gonna be in the living room, especially for the full band. So, anyway, enough of how the sausage is made. Let's just get everything rolling, just get everything moving along, and just get rid of the awkward first episode intro shit. Tell me about, let's see, I want to hear about some shit that I don't even know about first. So, what's the thing that you first saw and was like, okay, I want to do this. I want to be in music. I want to be a fucking rock star. Like, what? Because when you're 13 or 12 or whatever, that's what everyone wants to do. They just want to be a rock star. They want to play on Bullet in a Bible size audience.
Exactly. Honestly, it was like, I was like 9 years old and I saw like School of Rock. And I think what made me so stoked, actually, I originally wanted to play drums.
Okay.
Because Freddie was like the coolest guy ever.
Freddie,
his name was Freddie Jones, and I was like, yo, he looks so fucking cool.
Shut up, Freddie Jones.
And then he was such a badass, and then and I was like, I wanted to be a fucking drummer ever since then. But obviously, I couldn't afford drums, so I picked up a guitar. I did not learn how to play it until I was like 12 because I was really into this girl who liked people who played music. So I wanted to impress her, but next thing you know, it became my thing. I forgot about the chick.
Yeah.
So now here I am sitting in your bedroom.
Okay. Okay. So what was the first guitar then? Was it obviously your parents bought it for you?
Yes.
Was it like a nice guitar, or were they like, yeah, I'm just gonna play this and want to stick to it, or was it like a fucking Walmart guitar?
It was like a Costco guitar. Like
there you go.
It was like a Lion by Washburn. So
by Washburn.
Yeah, neither of which are like good. So,
that's what I was thinking. Like I remember, is Washburn a legit like actually a good brand?
I don't recall. I know like Joe Truman of Fall Out Boy had like a signature guitar
for Washburn.
Through Washburn for like.
That's probably just shitty label stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Like
yeah.
that's all they could afford to sponsor him with.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't recall. I mean, I didn't really learn on it. That was my first guitar, but I think I really learned on like an Epiphone Les Paul.
Nice.
Yeah,
very
that
cool.
was like my first real guitar I tried.
So. When I hear Washburn, I have you know how you have like memories that are like these memories that should be dead. Like there's no reason why like there's some memories that get to stick around while good memories go away.
Uh-huh.
And one of the memories, whenever someone says Washburn, I think of my old friend Austin from when I lived in Ohio, and he would always like. I think he had like a Washburn, and he was trying to make it sound like he had a really nice guitar by telling me that Kiss played it. But I have a feeling that that's not true. Like, I don't know Kiss's gear, because I'm not, like, a Kiss Army guy, but I have a feeling it's not Washburn.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is, but I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, I could picture a Washburn on the fucking
I guess I could,
Axe
too.
bass.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, the cheese
like,
dick guitar.
Yeah, Gene Simmons, is that his name?
Yeah, Gene Simmons. Yeah.
See, I'm too stoned, I don't even know what his name is, man.
That's cool. So, wait, that's not the guitar that you learned on?
No, that was a guitar I owned. And I learned how to tune a guitar with
There you go. That's an important tune.
But I don't even really know how to do that now.
But yeah, I was about to say, that's the thing that you're like the least proficient at is tuning.
So I haven't really learned at all.
Yeah.
So, but I really didn't learn until I got like an Epiphone Les Paul Jr. Okay, the reason why I wanted Les Paul Jr. is because Billy Joe of Green Day had one.
Of course.
And then Mick Jones of The Clash had one, and Keith Richards had one, so I was like, I got it.
Were you bummed out that it was a Les Paul instead of a Junior?
It was a Les
Paul.
You
fucking assholes!
No, it was a Les Paul Jr., but like I learned on that, but
okay, that's cool.
It was just shitty like Green Day songs and.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's how everybody learned. The first guitar lick I feel like a fucking like dad like is check out this lick. The first guitar part I ever learned, I think there was two, like within the same day, because all of my guitars, I'm sure my parents would have bought me a nicer guitar had I shown an interest, but I was always so interested in playing drums because I had played drums throughout most of my life, up until I was, well, not most of my life, until I was like 16, but I was really good at them. And so my parents always bought me some cool drum shit, but nothing top of the line. I just had like nice heads on like shitty shells. But I had a Joey Jordison signature snare drum that was like the best thing in the world because it had enough deep kind of like fatness, but it also had that really whip crack kind of popcorn that I liked. But anyway, so they instead my friends who I was like trying to be in bands with just left their gear at my house because I was the drummer. So I would just fuck around on their guitars, and someone showed me Santa Monica by Everclear, the which is literally the simplest thing in the world, and the opening to Today, right? Today by Smashing Pumpkins. Is that the name of the song? It's Today, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. So those I just like I remember sitting on my bed or my garage floor and just like trying to figure that out on like a Squier Bullet. That was like, but one of not even like the full size ones, but like the little shorter ones.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, that's how you have to fucking figure it out. What was some of the first shit that you learned?
Oh, what was the first song? The first song I learned on guitar was probably Blitzkrieg Bop.
Okay.
But I didn't know, because people said, oh, there's the thing that what people fuck up with. They're like, it's a 3-chord song. No, it's 4. See, people, they don't tell you that it's 3 chords. Essentially, it's da 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 da.
Yeah,
da 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 da. And then there's a part where he goes like, "What we want, I don't know. We're all wrapped up and ready to go." That part, he goes to the B, it's to the D to the E. See, that's why I'm like, okay, they're not a 3-chord punk band. Like they're 4. See, but people are like, oh, it's 3 chords. It's so punk. Like, see. That whole first album was like 3 chords. There was 4 chords, man. But yeah, the Ramones was like the first band I really tried to emulate guitar.
And were you trying to do all downstrokes like Johnny Ramone, or were you doing back and forth?
I was doing back and forth. It's
hard.
It's so shitty to say, but like, I wasn't really into yet because I was a kid. I wasn't really into the art of making the music. I was like, it was like the aesthetic, it was like, because I would look at the Ramones like they're rock stars, and I'd look at the Clash like they're fucking rock stars. So to me, it wasn't really how good I could play. It's like, do I look cool? It's such a shitty thing to say because like,
well, no, I mean, you're that age.
I was a kid, and but I think when I started writing music was when I was like 12 or 11. I want to say I was 12 because 11's I don't.
Yeah, I don't know
that's a little too early. 12, I'm gonna say 12, and it fucking sucked.
Well, yeah, I mean,
all our songs sucked. all our first songs will always suck no matter what.
But the really interesting thing about you was when I was writing songs and I was 12, on like in the acoustic, I had an acoustic guitar I think someone bought me, and that was really nice. It was like a Yamaha, and it was pretty cool. And that's when I started to play my first songs on. But back when I was like growing up, the first songs that I started playing or coming up with, I was just doing it by myself. You had a band. Like, you actually had the ambition and the want to be like, all right, Jen, my sister, get on bass. Like, Cole and fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly, yeah.
But I guess, wait, was she doing it in the very beginning with you?
Not at the very beginning. She was a fill-in towards the end of my very first band, Revive the Radio.
That's right. That's when I met
my
you.
First band, it wasn't really a band. It was like a family jam group. It was like my cousin, me on drums, and then my sister on vocals and bass. So we were kind of just like jamming, so I kind of got the feel for it, but like, I just had so much fun, and I wanted to start my own band. So I met with like 2 other kids who didn't even know how to play instruments. Yeah, they were just like cool friends who wanted to learn how to play. So like I think that's what was different from how I started from other musicians sometimes, because when people get together and start bands, they're typically already learned on their own, and they kind of like mash together and they collaborate. Whereas for me, like, I learned with like 2 other people. Yeah. So it was like we all sucked, but we sucked together. Yes. And then we got better together. But then obviously interests changed, and then we all started different bands and did different things. But yeah, it's kind of how it went.
That's awesome. Like, so because when I met Josh, and I think I've told the story before, but I want to make sure that I tell it one last time. I'm probably not gonna be the last time, but on here, when I met Josh, I was in a band called Drive Through Thursday, and then we were just a pop band. Like, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything edgy. Like, at least, like, Josh was playing pop punk, but at least, like, there was the hyphen of punk. Like, we were hyphenless. It was just pop.
It was just pop.
Like, they just wanted to be, like, Go Radio and the Main and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, the Main. Like,
yeah.
I know those kids. They were super into the Main.
Yeah.
Really into them, yeah.
So, I joined them, and then somehow, I don't understand how, because we were completely undeserving, we got to play the main stage of the Nile Theater, which, for those of you who aren't listening in the Phoenix metro area, is one of the, at least when I was growing up, now that I'm a little older and I'm actually playing venues, I'm starting to realize, like, okay, it's not the complete, like it's not the everything. But when I was growing up and I was listening to punk and like metal and post-hardcore, the Nile was the shit. Yeah. Like, it was the spot.
Dude, like, you would see like old footage from like the 80s and 90s where like Blink-182 is playing.
Yeah, I was about to say there's something like Dude Ranch era Blink, I think, played there. Yeah. Like, it's crazy.
And they were playing like M&M's and like Carousel, and it's like, oh shit.
And the cool thing about the Nile is that it's carpeted.
Yeah.
And the stage is carpeted, which is like, I mean, I guess I've played plenty of stages that are carpeted, but like, thinking back, the carpet on the floor and the carpet on the stage has this really kind of old school, kind of homely feel to it that I really like. But somehow we managed to play that to like 30 people, and it's a huge room, so it was ridiculous. But so I was there, and then we were they were friends, but I wasn't really one of their friends. Like, because Drive Through Thursday, like, they all kind of like were in the band before, and they were all friends and knew each other. Whereas I was just kind of coming into it. I found them on Facebook or something, and we were just kind of chilling. Like, they didn't really share a lot of my sensibilities. They were really great, good kids, upper class, like, families, really nice, cool people. That's not to say that I come from a slum, but they were very, like, they didn't really curse that much. I remember them saying wiener instead of dick, even though they're, like, 16. And I thought it was really weird.
That's, like, the word you don't say. You just say dick or cock. And
I thought it was too... Well, cock always sounds vaguely sexual. Like, I mean, obviously dick's sexual, too, but, like, for instance, you'll hear, like, I want to put my hard dick in your ass. Like, that doesn't sound... That sounds weirder. That sounds weirder than, like, I want to put my hard cock. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in the heat of the moment, you're a dick. God. It just takes you out.
But anyway. Yeah, you're right. I get it. Like, there's occasions. Okay, anyways, yeah.
So, anyway, and then I remember this, like, weird group of, like, awkward... Like, because we all looked like we were all dressed up. And we were all trying to look nice and, like, cool and presentable. And then this weird, like, group of, like, 15-year-old savages walked in, and it's like Josh and his sister and the two other band members, Cole and Gabe. No,
it was Cole and Fade.
Cole and Fade. Who's Fade?
I have a really weird past.
Who the fuck is Fade?
There's so much history.
I know. Okay, I'll finish it, and then you can get to Fade.
Okay, I'll get to Fade. Okay. I have a funny story about Fade.
Okay, cool. So I don't remember. Okay, but Gabe was there.
Yeah, Gabe was there.
But he wasn't playing.
He was playing.
Gabe, by the way, was the original rhythm guitarist for Phantom Party, the band that Josh and I are in together.
Yes, that's correct. I think Gabe was there. Yeah, Gabe was there.
He was. Yeah.
I think it was Gabe on guitar then. It wasn't Fade yet.
Okay. Because I remember. So anyway, so they come in and they're all excited and they're so stoked and they're like running around with each other and they have a lot of camaraderie and they're having fun and I wanted that so bad, but my band were all just kind of like sitting there chilling on their like iPhone 3s or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Their iPod Touches. Yeah, everyone, you had a flip phone and an iPod Touch. Yeah. So like you could play Doodle Jump on. Yeah. So and then within like 15 minutes, Josh was pantsless. Just like walking around the floor of the Nile with there was like nobody there. It was just like us watching him and his friends chase him around while he had boxers on and his pants were around his ankles. And I think you had a seatbelt belt back then too.
Yeah, I had a seatbelt belt.
You still wear those?
I still wear those, yes.
I remember. I don't know why the seatbelt thing sticks in my head, but and then they hit stage. And I was just like, wow, this band's not good. But my band always said that you guys weren't good, by the way. So fuck them.
No.
Don't talk good about you guys.
Yeah, the thing about them is that they were, I don't know why they didn't like us. I know why they don't like us, because we were not fucking good. Yeah. Let's be real, we were not fucking good, but we were having so much fun.
And that's the whole point of the story is like, they hit the stage and they were sucking everything. I was out of tune and the drummer couldn't keep a rhythm and everything was like wonky. But they were like doing posse jumps and jumping around and like scissor kicking and jumping and like laughing. I don't know scissor kicking, but like laughing and making jokes into the mics that were like just like funny in a very like Mark, Tom, and Travis show kind of way. And I was just like, I know they suck, and I know it's wrong, but down in my heart, I was like, I wish I was part of that. Because those guys seem to be having more fun than us, and that's what it's really about.
Yeah.
So, and then I stayed in contact with you back when you were under the alias of Josh Rocket.
Oh my Christ. So, yeah, after RTR broke up, I wanted to, like...
Wait, what about Fade? Who's Fade?
Oh, yeah, Fade. Duh. Okay, Fade. Okay, so this is the timeline of RTR. It's really similar to my bands to follow.
Okay.
So it was me, Cole Garcia, and Caleb Robinson. We got together. It was just a trio. Then we recruited Gabe after we played, like, a summer party, like, at some girl's house. I think her name is Natalie, but it's not Then Gabe... He eventually joined us because he liked that we played a Weezer cover. We played El Scorcho.
Which is like, okay. Yeah.
Of all songs to play, it's El Scorcho off the Pinkerton record.
But we almost covered Tired of Sex. So.
Yeah. But Pinkerton was like, obviously, it's like a cult record. So only a few people knew what it was.
Yeah.
But Gabe was like, I know what that is. That's my favorite album by Weezer. So we eventually became friends and we started jamming. And he left because he got a falling out. Caleb left because he didn't like, he had a falling out. Then we had...
Caleb was the bassist, right?
Yeah. Okay. Jen took bass, and then Fade took over for Gabe.
Okay.
You were there when it was when Jen was bassist, but
yes.
Gabe was the guitarist.
Yeah.
But Fade took it. But the funny story about Fade is that he was so stoked, but I think he introduced to like some of the band members to drugs.
Okay.
At that young of an age. Yeah, I think we were like 14 or.
This sounds about right because I would have been about 16.
Yeah, I was like 14 or 15. And for some reason, they kept wanting to load out their gear without me there. I was like, what's going on? It turns out they're all doing drugs. And I was some weird straight edge kid back in the day. I was like, no.
Yeah.
But the funny story was that, like, years later, Austin and I became, friends, And then Austin and I would do this thing where we'd message random people on Facebook, the most stupidest shit.
Austin, by the way, the drummer of Phantom Party.
Yeah, our drummer. So I would say shit like, I am the Mad Hatter. And just send it to random people. Or just send pictures of the Mad Hatter like, this is me. I don't know. But then, like, I messaged that chick and I said, like, oh yeah, your smile is killing. It compliments my puckered brown eye. But I didn't say it. I said it. Austin sent it to her. I think it was either me or Austin, but I want to say it was Austin, but I'll say it's me, so don't quote
it.
But one of us sent it to her. I don't remember, but I get a message from Fade. And he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you if you talk. I get a call from Fade. He's like, it's a number I don't know. He's like, is this Josh? I'm like, yeah, this is Josh. He's like, if you talk to her again, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Oh my God.
And he was like hell bent on like killing me.
Okay.
And that was the last time I spoke to him. And this was like 5 years ago or 4 years ago. So I don't even think he's gonna hear this, but if he does, hey dude, I hope we're cool. Like,
I'm sorry for making a brown eye joke.
No, I know, but here's the thing: I don't even know if it's me. Like, it was nothing sexual. I'll say that her smile is shitty. Like, yeah. But like, I wasn't even complimenting her. But anyways,
that's fucking hilarious.
That's the story about Fade.
So and then everybody fell apart. And okay. So I know that in TSR, which is the semester review, which is Josh's the band after RTR, Revive the Radio.
Yeah.
I know that. Let's see. It took a little while for you guys to disband. Like, you were all aware that you were going to break up. And I don't want to jump too far ahead. Yeah. With RTR, was it like a roundup of text messages in an hour and you broke up, or was it like a long thing?
It was a slow burn.
Slow burn.
Because then again, like I said earlier, I was like a weird straight edge kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say weird, because if you're straight edge, I respect.
No, you were weird as shit.
I was totally weird as shit, so I can say that. So that we had differences with like and opinions were different about the music and over drugs too, and I was very weird about that because I shouldn't have been, but I was. But then again, I'm glad I left because now I'm here.
Well, yeah.
But yeah. So it was a slow burn. Next thing you know, he stopped practicing. All the band members just stopped caring. I think that's what got me upset more.
Okay.
Was the fact that they'd rather get high and then practice.
Yeah.
They'd rather do rock star stuff before they even become rock stars.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's what annoyed me. And here I am. I was a stupid 14-year-old, but I had some crazy dream of wanting to put out an album. I had some stupid dream of wanting to go on tour, and they weren't willing to go. So I eventually we played a show. We took like a 3-month break, but after the 3-month break, I went to my drummer's house and his kit wasn't even set up.
Gotcha.
So that means for the 3 months he did not practice.
Gotcha.
So that's when I was about done. I didn't handle it correctly because you know me, I have a temper thing.
A little bit, yeah. You get over. I would use the term overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. I don't know about like when I think temper, I think like. I don't think temper. I think overwhelmed. I think you get overwhelmed by certain things, and then you get a little rowdy.
Yeah,
but it's not like
so I got a little rowdy, and then he just pretty much just kicked me out of his garage.
Yeah.
And then I didn't talk to him for a while, but that was the end of our TR.
So okay, gotcha. Now that drummer, by the way, had RAR. And was it pink duct tape or pink? Like, what was it?
Pink duct tape on a black like Pacific drum.
Yeah, it was like RA on the left tom.
Yeah,
and then WR. But like the thing was like, yeah, dude, that was so ridiculous. Funny.
Like there's times in my life where I look back and go, that was one of them where I'm like, ooh, why did I go through that? Like, why did I try to be seen?
There's also been times where I've noticed that you have. Oh, we're gonna jump around. There is like literally no like linear anything to this podcast, but like before our first show, you posted a picture and it's still on your Instagram. I think it's on the Phantom Party Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Of your Fender twin reverb,
yeah,
with Phantom Party and tape on the grill in the front,
yeah.
And then when you got to the show that night, it wasn't on there.
Yeah.
So is that one of those things where I was like, I might regret this later on?
Yeah, it was that kind of thing where I was like, oh, I don't want to repeat my mistakes. Like I'm not letting tape touch my shit anymore.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like I'm an adult now. Like
no more duct tape.
I will buy strap locks. I will invest in better stuff. No duct tape because I spent good money on my gear. I don't want duct tape.
Gotcha.
I have a weird thing about tape now.
No, you're cool. So, who was the first drummer for TSR? Because that's something that I'm not 100% on.
First drummer at TSR was Still Cole.
It was Still Cole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, TSR?
Yeah, TSR.
Oh, first drummer at TSR was a drum machine.
Really?
Yeah, we recorded our first demos on drum machines, and you can find them somewhere on Mediafire.
Mediafire?
They are complete bullshit. Like, they're mono recordings fucking on drum machines with, like, it sounds like I literally plugged my guitar into an ass and hit record. I literally just plugged in an ass and I just mic'd the guy's mouth. I was like, check 1, 2, 3. He's like, oh, and recorded it. That's what it sounds like. No, but you know, so our first drummer was a drum machine, and then I posted those shitty demos all over the place, Facebook, YouTube, and then I get a message on YouTube, believe it or not, from Austin saying, hey, I can drum. And then I said, okay, well, if you can learn these 3 songs, just let me know.
What are the 3 songs?
It was a song called "Song About My Summer."
And that song's been all over all your releases.
Yeah, Casey Loves Couture.
Yeah, that one too.
And then Stereo. That's never been on.
I thought, but there was one more, right? There's one more that you remember telling me that was a cover.
No, was there?
Okay. So and I don't want to jump into your own memories, but the memory that I have when hearing a long time ago was that if he could keep up with the drums and Eminem.
Oh yes, that was correct. So he learned the 3 songs, and he messaged me saying, "I learned all the songs already." Okay. And I was like, "Wow," because I've never met a drummer who could play double bass, double kick pedal.
Oh my god, you guys like double kick pedal back then?
Yeah, Austin did double kick back then. Believe it or not,
I've never heard him play double kick.
Yeah, Austin played double kick, so I was like, "Yo!" But I also said, if you could drum as fast as Eminem's Blink-182 song, you're in.
Yeah.
So the first time we practiced, Austin's just and I was like, all right, you're in.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even have to hear the rest. I was like, you're in.
All you needed was that one.
Yeah, because I knew I wanted to use that beat a million times.
Of course you did. And I did. Every single fucking beat Blink-182 ever did up until like Enema of the State.
Yeah, and I did utilize that like so many times later.
So now. And then when was it revealed? Okay, now this is a story that I've never heard. Maybe there's a story here, maybe there isn't. Mm-hmm. At what point was it revealed to you that Austin tried out as a joke?
Oh my god, yeah, that was like...
Because that's something that I've heard all the time, but...
Well, it was like, I think it was like a year and a half later. But
my god,
yeah,
really?
It was a lot. It was quite a ways away until after we started. He was like, yeah, honestly, I tried it as a joke because he was friends with Connor and all those people.
Uh-huh.
And I think they were making fun of me. I think sometimes they still do make fun of me. If they do, it's okay. I get it. That's fine. I make fun of myself all the time. But yeah, he was like, yeah, because like they were very jealous of RTR because we had like 500 likes on Facebook, and then Austin was so spiteful about it. He's like, yes, they broke up. He was so happy, and then so as a joke, he was gonna try out for my new band just to leave.
That's right.
And just to like screw us over, but like we became friends instantly. Like right when he let me through the front door, we became friends.
That's hilarious.
And then he was like, "Never mind, I actually want to stick around with these guys." So like that, yeah. So yeah, it was a joke, but he revealed it a year later because it just came out.
That's so funny. I didn't know if he was just like, dude, I need to talk to you about something.
No. He was just like, no, I tried out as a joke, but now I'm still here. So
That's so funny, dude. That's so fucking Austin. Like Austin's 21 now, and he like still does the most ridiculous shit. And I'm gonna have him on the show. I'm not having him on the podcast right now because I don't want to have you and then Austin, and then people will just be like, he doesn't have any other fucking friends. Like, where's he gonna go from here? Like, he's just does his band. Like, is that it? So he's gonna get on eventually because he is like the single wackiest human being I've ever met in my entire life. Mm-hmm. So RTR or not RTR. So TSR first show. Mm-hmm. What was the first show? It was a house show, venue?
It was the Hamilton High School Homecoming Carnival. Yeah. 2011. No, wow. 2011 Hamilton High School Homecoming Carnival.
Okay.
And then we played, they call it the Hamilton fight song, but it's not really their fight song. It's like I think it's Notre Dame's fight song.
Okay.
Or Ohio State, but it's like dun 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 dun. But we made it like punk as fuck.
Nice. That's awesome.
And then, so yeah, we played Hamilton High School Homecoming Carnival, and we were good, but the best part about us was Austin.
Yeah?
For the first, like, 4 shows, first 4 months, really, it was all about Austin.
Okay, gotcha.
It was always like, oh, yeah, everything was rough, but your drummer, be nice to him, or your drummer's that, or your drummer's just that, and I was like, oh, yeah, I know he's fucking good, that's why I want him in the band.
Yeah.
Like, I never got any compliments for, like, our stage presence or anything, it was always Austin.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's what it was like.
That's funny. So okay. So you played a carnival. So there's people there at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I want to hear. Oh my god! All right. So because I'm not doing this in any notes, I'm just having. Let's just work. So okay, worst show ever.
Oh my Christ! For TSR.
Worst. Okay. Well, fuck. No. Okay. Now I want to hear both. Worst show TSR. Worst show Revive the Radio. I'm gonna turn the light on because now it's getting a little dark in here.
Okay. Yeah. Of course.
Go ahead.
Okay. So for the worst show I played with TSR was when it was just me, the bassist, which is wait. Yeah, me, bassist, Cole Stevens, and Austin on drums. Our guitarist, Gabe at the time, didn't even show up because that's how shitty the show is. He wasn't even willing to show up. So it was just us 3. And we were opening it for a band called Day Trader. They're not a band anymore, but they were a pretty sizable pop punk band at the time. But there was no one there for some reason. No one went to the show. The only people who were in the audience were like my mom, my dad, and a friend we let in for free. So as a joke, we did an Iron Man cover by Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
We did a cover, but we changed the lyrics. So I dropped my guitar. We just changed instruments just to fuck with everyone. And we're just like, I am Iron Man, using my... And then we would, like, stop the music and just yell, Dick as a Kingston! And then my mom and dad are just, like, watching. It's to the point where the sound guy didn't even watch. She left. So that was the worst show TSR played.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it was only in front of my mom and dad, but that was so embarrassing.
So where was that again?
That was at the Underground.
That's right. We played the Underground a bunch. Luckily, we've had one, what I would consider to be a blowout show at the Underground, and that was right before our first trip to California, which is with Head Injuries.
Really? I thought...
You don't think so? Because we only played at Head Injuries that night.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like Head Injuries and Marissa.
Yeah. It was Head Injuries and Marissa, yeah, you're right.
I think, yeah. Yeah, because Nathan was on tour with us. Yeah.
Nathan was on
that's
tour
what it was.
with us,
If I remember correctly, and that was like, and then like we were at the very end, like you tripped over your cable and then like I knocked out of the guitar and shit.
Yeah.
Like that was a really fucking crazy night.
Yeah. Speaking of head injuries, like I don't even know. Like, I know the lead singer moved to Seattle, so
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know what's going on with head injuries.
I don't know what's going
now.
on with head injuries anymore.
He said there's going to be more head injuries, but I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe they're replacing. He's the lead singer though, so like,
yeah, he's the lead
are they
singer.
going to get like another lead singer? I don't understand what's happening. They're on a hiatus, I guess.
have no idea.
Because we're going to go up. I guess no. Yeah, it's been some of the shows have been announced, so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on tour in March to Colorado, which is where the pop punk band Head Injuries is from, and they're not playing any shows with us.
They're not.
Yeah. So they're not doing anything right now.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
I still have that. You bought a CD from them, and I had for some reason I have it here.
Yeah, they're really cool guys. Like, I went on my first tour with them when I was 18, or I think it was either 17 or 18. I think I was like 17, but
Gotcha.
but I went on my first tour with them, and no, I think I was 18 actually. But yeah, it was crazy because I was a huge fan of their band, and then how I started talking to Jared, the lead singer of Head Injuries, was that like I was on like a pop punk band's Facebook page. I was like, oh, I miss it when you guys were around. They broke up, and then he found us, and then we became friends. So it's interesting though. Like, I went on tour with like my hero, my high school hero. I finished high school going on tour with my high school hero. And
That's so awesome. That's so fucking funny. And how did you get around on that tour?
My dad drove us.
Your dad is the raddest human I've ever met.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he is so ridiculous,
cool.
dude. What was I can't do your dad's
I can barely do
accent. No, you can do it pretty well. What, tell me what was his one piece of advice to us when we went on our first tour? We were leaving we were packing up, leaving the driveway.
He told us to have a clean ass.
Yeah, he told us to have a clean ass.
Always have a clean ass.
He told us to bring wet wipes.
Yeah.
And then on our way home, we drove through the night, and we got fucking stranded on the way home in Gila Bend. And this is our first tour. This was in
July.
June? July?
Yeah.
Yeah, July.
Yeah.
Of 2015, and that was California. And we got stranded like on the way home, and like outside of like Gila Bend on the 8.
On
the 8.
Mm-hmm.
And so you and Nathan are rhythm guitarist at the time, and still like honorary member. Like, he's with us. He does everything with us.
He almost came tonight. Like,
really
tagged along tonight.
To the podcast.
Yeah, because he was like, we were already out running errands. I was like, hey, do you want to like tag along? I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind if you just sit in and like just smoke weed with us and have a party.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I'm down, but then he had to take care of something at home. So
gotcha.
And I was already near the house. So.
Yeah, he's still like, he's not in the band anymore, but it was like 100% cool. Like, turns, everyone was fine.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No one was. It was so cool. So and so you guys walked to get a gas can.
Yes,
we got the last one, and then me and Austin just hung out like on top of the fucking the trailer. But so we got home really late because of that, and then we were driving up, and it's like fucking like daybreak, like 4 and change in the morning, and we see this dude running, like jogging through the neighborhood of Josh's neighborhood, and I was like, who the fuck is this psychopath running this early? Who in the world? Because I was so tired. I was like, who in the hell would be up at this time? Oh my God, it's Josh's dad.
Yeah.
And then he just like waved us with the biggest smile, like the biggest smile I've ever seen. Just like fucking the victory. Like, we just passed the finish line. He was there to cheer us on.
My dad's so rad. Like, he got so stoked.
That's so fucking funny. So let's see. So TSR, what happened?
The end?
Give me the fucking TSR stories.
Oh
Give me the fucking, just run through it.
Okay.
Like, you're not gonna hear my voice for a while. Just take us through. You don't have to take a short amount of time. Just fucking run us through.
I'll just talk about how it's sort of fizzled out.
Okay.
So it all started because when we started, we knew that we were gonna replace Cole because he's Mormon, and he was going on his mission. He knew he was going on his mission because he wanted to serve his church. Yeah. So I was like, I respect that. I'll respect that. So once he left, so did Gabe. Gabe was like, I'm out too.
Because Cole was out? I didn't know that.
No, well, he didn't leave because Cole. I think he left because he just didn't like. I don't know if he just didn't like Seth, or he didn't like how there was just a change of members. I think that
Seth
was
being the other bass.
Seth being the bassist that took his place.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's correct. So our coming home show from tour was Cole's goodbye and Gabe's goodbye show. So And then it was a trio. It was me, Seth, and Austin. I think that was our most productive years as a band. This is because Seth was already really established as a musician. He was in a previous band before, and he already knew how to play bass pretty well. He's really good at playing bass.
Shout out to Seth Ponzo, who is now in
Draw. Yeah,
we were super rad.
Yeah, so we had we were doing really well, but we had a falling out because he wasn't really into the music, and frankly, I wasn't either. You know, I tried holding faith for the whole pop punk thing.
Yeah,
and I settled, and I grew up and I fell out of love with the genre. So, but right around that time, I started falling out of love with the genre. We started recording an album. So I did something super stupid. Instead of recording music I wanted to record, I said, let's just do this pop punk album so I can get it over with, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that's why the recording process was just so messy, and I was just so pissed off all the time. So then I just pushed Seth and everyone away more because I have weird issues like that, especially when it comes to recording. I don't like recording. Fucking hate recording. So
during recording, you do get very, very stressed out. Like it's very much. It's always me, just like hey, it's okay.
I'm trying to get better with that.
Yeah, no, you honestly it went a lot smoother than I think it was harder for you. Okay, yeah, we're making an album right, or Josh is in the process. We're all in the process of mixing it, working on it right now. After we've done recording it, but Josh was throughout the whole process. It was smooth, and I was like, okay, when's this gonna get? The first day was fucking awful.
Yeah,
first day was bullshit. It was just we got nothing. Nothing was set to track. Now we didn't track a single thing on the first day. It was all setting up. It was all going to Guitar Center. It was all fucking the interface was fucking up, and the chords were fucking up, and all this kind of shit was going on. And then the second from Tuesday, we started on Monday. Tuesday through Saturday or Friday, it was smooth sailing.
Yeah, it was.
But and then it got harder for you afterwards, right? When you were going through, you're hearing all the mixes.
Yeah, because I started hearing all the mixes, and of course I was wanting to redo a couple things. But it's all clean, it's ready to go.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, but anyways, Seth fell in love with the genre. I fell out of love with the genre, and Austin, and I honestly, you're as you're one to know, I like to retreat a lot, especially in times of crisis. I don't like talking about it. I like hiding. And and it's just my coping process. So I hid. Seth got tired of waiting around, so we eventually started. I think it was Draw. By the time it was called Del Funland.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because they're they're like a Burger Records type of quirky indie rock band. And I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that's what I got from it.
Yeah.
Because they were really into Playboy Man Baby and all that stuff.
They were into Joy Division and stuff too. Right?
Yeah, but Draw is. Yeah.
Draw is okay, not the other. Gotcha.
But so and then Austin was I'm tired of waiting too. After we recorded Taylor Town, which was our second stab at making something great as TSR, failed miserably. Austin moved on and started an emo band, and I was floating around without any gear or money, without a job. And I just retreated, and I think I gained 20 pounds, or I think 15 pounds. I ate a lot.
You know what though? Alicia, my girlfriend Alicia, and I were looking at for some reason I was in the bathroom and she was laying in the bedroom, and we were just kind of talking, and Semester Review got brought up or whatever because I think we were wondering how many likes you guys ended with, and we were looking at pictures, and you were a little fucking butterball at the end of Semester Review.
Yeah,
that picture of you in the striped shirt has to be one of the most unflattering pictures that you have ever seen. Why did we this is the one we're gonna end on? This is the photo.
Because I gained some weight because I was just lost, and now I had no job. I just gained weight. I ate and. But now I lost it all. I'm back to normal, if not a little smaller.
But I have to definitely. No, you look good. Not of your own choice, just because you're hungry.
No,
but someone feed Josh at your next show.
College life.
Yeah, so, but two things with that. One, I think personally, Taylor Town is probably your most interesting release. I like Taylor Town the most of everything that you guys did.
Yes, I would. I that was my favorite, and I think that was more of a passion project, if anything, because it was a transitional kind of thing for me. I was really into so many different kind of music because after I got out pop punk, I was I want to dip my toes here and there, and so that's why Taylor Town, you have thrash banger songs, and you have rockabilly garage rock songs, and then you have a surf jam, and then you just have an Dinosaur Jr. style songs. Because I was just desperately trying to hold on to anything
Yeah.
that would somehow light a spark in me.
Uh-huh.
So that was more of like a, hey, maybe something can happen. It wasn't really like, this is TSR.
Yeah.
This is who I am. It was more like, this is who I might be. Let me just try.
Yeah.
So, and then I eventually went the surf route, as you know.
Yeah. So Taylortown was not what I would consider to be pop punk.
No.
Maybe like if there was a Wikipedia page,
Uh-huh.
pop punk would be like one of the listed genres, but it wouldn't be like
Yeah.
the genre.
Yeah.
How did the followers and your guys' like okay, something that people who are, if you're interested, if you like the podcast so far, will hear notice about me. I don't like the word fans for some reason. I'm not some kind of weird, crazy like SJW who's triggered by the word or something, but like it just doesn't like. For some reason the word fans, like I don't like if there are people who like our music, I don't like to say fans because for some reason it feels very kind of like my fans. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I just don't
feel
like it.
I like the people who like my music.
Yeah, I will
That's
say
what
that, or I'll say followers, or I'll say like whatever. How did they take to the transition?
Some took it pretty well, but a lot of people did not fucking like it.
Yeah.
our fans at the time did not like it.
Yeah.
But when we played our last show, actually our last show was with Head Injuries. It was like the third time they came around. We played with them, and we were playing it. The people who were seeing us for the first time really liked our energy, and they thought this was who we were already.
Yeah.
But the people who knew us before were like, what the fuck, LOL, what the fuck's this? I got a lot of that.
Yeah.
LOL.
LOL.
A lot of LOLs I got.
Oh my god, what a fucking what something to put your heart through and something to like just tear at your soul about and like really put yourself out there for people to just be like LOL.
Yeah, and then I think a lot of it was just because at the time Seth and I were having a falling out. Mm-hmm. So I think it was kind of like a back and forth thing. Like he and his friends like attacked us by like thumbs downing all our videos and like but then again I don't really hold it against them because they're kids.
Yeah.
Kids do stupid shit. I mean I'm pretty sure I did something like that when I was young too.
Yeah.
Bullying. So that's another reason why I hit a lot and I gained the weight because I was just like I gotta get out of here, and that's why I've been terrified. And honestly, like that kind of stuff kind of hangs over me sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's just scary how quickly people can change.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I keep my friend group kind of tight. But hey, anyone listening, if you want to be my friend, just let me know.
Yeah. So,
I'm not a weirdo like that. Just be my friend.
So just please be my friend.
Be my friend.
So Taylortown happens. Mm-hmm. Everything, you get a new bassist. You get cash.
Yeah, we got cash.
Shout out to Lifelink.
Yeah, right? Lifelink. Yeah, good for them.
Fucking, they were doing ridiculously
doing really good job.
now.
Yeah.
If anybody in that band, for whatever reason, is listening, please let us ride your coattails.
Yeah.
So that happens. Everything goes through with that, and then So wait, how was Cash feeling about this whole thing? Like he was thrown into it. Like he was like, were you guys friends with him beforehand? Was he aware of this?
We were friends with Cash beforehand. He was in a band called Straight On Till Morning. We played quite a few shows with him. I think when I first met him, we were playing a high school battle of bands, and they were representing one high school. We were representing our high school. So it was like a bunch of high school bands that won battle of the bands. We got together and had one huge district. Whoever's the best. Nice. I mean, I didn't take it seriously because I took it pretty seriously because I was like, oh my god, I'm playing in front of kids in my school. That's so cool,
of course, but not for the actually intended
Yeah, I want to win. I was more like because I didn't take it seriously because the people who were running it were really weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just here to use your stage, man. I don't want to be a shitty thing. That's not really shitty. I'm really here just to play.
Yeah.
Not here to do a song and dance for you guys.
I mean a little bit.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, we met, and then he joined as a bassist because he wanted to kind of flex his muscles on the bass.
So he was a drummer, and
yeah, he was a drummer beforehand, and then he joined as a bassist, and then he left because he wanted to dedicate more time to his band, which I understand because obviously everyone has their own goals and their own aspirations. So I don't want to keep him from that. Yeah. So he left, and that was kind of the final straw where Austin and I were like, I guess I'll see you on the other side maybe.
Yeah.
So Austin and I kind of drifted away for a few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which had to been weird because you and Austin are two fucking really, really tight people together.
Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah. And then I like I said, I had no job, so I was living with my parents, and then I had no gear because I had to sell my gear because I got my car towed twice in 1 week, so I had to sell my guitar and my amp. just so I could pay shit off.
To this day.
Yeah, and then I eventually got a job and I saved money, and then now I'm back at it. So I had a little weird rough patch, but
yeah.
Before I even got started, really.
Yeah. So TSR is done.
Yeah.
TSR is over.
Uh-huh.
And then now one of my favorite parts of your musical catalog is the in between.
Uh-huh.
I love, or not like the shit that starts that you put out so many like solo projects like during the semester of you falling out up until when you guys were broken up before Phantom Party started.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite shit. Like the chubby years,
Yeah.
the chubby months, I guess. Like I love because that's when you do the folk stuff, right?
Yeah.
So folks, I love the folk stuff that you did, and then you did the Milo Surf.
Milo Surf.
I want you to talk about Milo Surf because Milo Surf is pivotal to this point.
Oh Christ! So first we talk about the folk thing.
Okay, yeah.
So obviously I had no band, and I was very into like the Everly Brothers. You know, I think that was like my first 50s group I was like super into. Like, Elvis was cool, Buddy Holly was cool, but it was like Everly Brothers. So I was playing folk music, and eventually I got into surf music because I heard I fell in love with the Beach Boys when I heard the song Surfer Girl. It wasn't like any other.
Such a like interesting track.
Yeah, because like I've heard the Beach Boys before, like Surfing USA. This,
yeah.
You know, I think any American has heard it somewhere. So, but I fell in love with it when I heard Surfer Girl. I was like, you know, I want to listen to it because that was a really pretty vocal thing. His vocals were really pretty.
Yeah, I guess if you're into the Everly Brothers, then that means that you like the harmonies.
Yeah, right? I fell in love with the harmony before the
And Surfer Girl really is like a pivotal fucking song when you want to talk about harmony.
Exactly. So, but Milo Surf, it was a side thing because one, I didn't have a band to play the music live, and two, I didn't release the Milo Surf stuff publicly because I knew I didn't want to write about that kind of stuff anymore. Mm-hmm. So
that stuff
being you know like girls skateboarding, getting dumped. I mean, I still write about girls, yeah, but you know, it's not like immature shit because I did say some fucking stupid shit when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So Milo Surf was kind of like an in between. It was like I was doing the surf stuff I'm doing now, or like the whole lo-fi 60s beach pop kind of stuff, but with the song, the content was like as of a pop punk band. Mm-hmm. So it was
that's true.
So that's why I kept it hitting, but it was I kept it hitting because I was the only one who wanted to hear it. Really, I was like, I want to hear it so I can see what I'm capable of. Mm-hmm. So then after that, I hit the ground running with Phantom Party. So that's kind of what was going on.
And Milo Surf, now? Okay, so here's the thing. Now this is where I come in. So I was connected with Josh ever since they revived the radio show. I never saw him play again. We met up one time at my house because I was wanting to do something, but we were just on two completely different wavelengths as far as what we were interested in music at that time. Mm-hmm. I was way into like heavier, a little bit more punk driven, less pop driven music at that time. And he was very, very, very bright and very poppy, and we had a fine time. We had a conversation, whatever. And then that was it. So all along the entire way of TSR, I was bothering the shit out of Josh all the time. Like anytime there was a lineup change, anytime there was anything, I was always just like, "You guys need a bass player? I would love to play bass for you." Like, you know what I mean? So and then eventually, basically, the moral of the story is pester until you get what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Keep banging on that door, man. Eventually, it'll fall down.
Because after a while, I kind of forgot about it altogether, and then Josh hit me up like, "Hey, I've got this, like, I'm starting up this surf project. Are you interested?" And the Facebook messages, I'm sure, are definitely logged still. And I was just like, oh my God, absolutely. Like, my entire world just went on a fucking pivot. Like, I was so excited. And then he sent me the Bandcamp download, maybe?
Yeah.
Like the download code for it?
Yeah, it was a zip file.
Yeah, and...
Of Milo Surf?
Of Milo Surf.
Yeah, I gave you a Bandcamp code,
Yeah. So, and that was the first time I really had ever seen Bandcamp. And one of the things that I for some reason took for granted at that time. Okay, now as like an actual, like, I'm still not a real musician, but as someone who really loves music, who plays music, seeing, because he had, how many songs were on there? Like 11?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say 11, right? 11 songs. At that time, I was like, okay, here we go. But now I'm like, 11 songs for one, like, throwaway, like, possible throwaway, like, side project that you were just, like, pushing yourself with.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, 10 originals and a cover.
Yeah.
And then, but the cover was very different. I love, the cover was... Everly Brothers.
All I Want to Do Is Dream.
All I Want to Do Is Dream. And one of the chords was wrong, but it still sounded like, I think it sounded great that way.
Yeah.
Because I heard it another time. I always thought it was one of your own songs.
Yeah.
And then I found like this big box of 45s, and there was like, all you had to do is dream in there, and I was like, So, so I went and like put it on my turntable, and I was like, that fucking piece of shit. But, because I love that song so much. But now, looking back, like, 11 songs is a lot. Like, you did a full-fledged album. How long did that take you to put that all together? Drum Machine.
Drum Machine, obviously. Honestly, the whole recording process was probably, like, 2 months.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, because back in, like I said earlier, like, the songs I wrote were stupid. They were still songs about, like, girls and sneaking out at night.
One of the songs was Primo Cruising.
Yeah, it was skateboarding. Skateboarding. So it was, like, so I obviously didn't take me long to write the words.
Yeah.
But like, cause I had all these like, I just kept going. Like I made one song. I was like, oh, I got another idea for another one, and then I got another idea. So I just kept going and going. So it was like 2 months where I just squeezed so much juice out of myself. It was like, oh, now here it is, kind of thing. So yeah, it was only like a 2-month process as far as recording goes.
That's rad.
So, yeah.
I mean, and like it sounded great. It still sounds good. The guitars are still real crisp and vibrant and bright, and the vocals are great. And then an interesting thing is a lot of early Phantom Party songs are derivative of, but not direct copies of those songs.
Yeah.
So like I've always considered like putting a couple, because we're working on a tape when we release the album in March. Beside it, we're gonna release a cassette tape that has like all the demos for the album, a bunch of like random shit we've recorded along the way, like the original demos, and then like live recording, a live recording from the first tour, just stuff like that. And I really want to get, because I lost another download code, and put like a couple songs of Milo Surf on there that had played directly. Because there's a few songs in like Derby Days, Stellar, and Mermaid, Mermaid off the upcoming album.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's fucking more than that. But there's at least 4 songs that were pivotal into Phantom Party.
Oh yeah.
Which is cool, because this is me being like, I get to like experience those songs that I never got to experience because what happened? What happened with Milo Surf? Why did that go nowhere?
That went nowhere because I didn't want to go by Milo Surf. That's one. I went by Milo Surf because Milo from Milo Walkerman, Descendants, and Surf because I saw this hat where it just said on the bottom of it just said Surf. Some kid just had I was like, Milo Surf, that's cool, and it's a surf band. And also there's a band called Not a Surf too. So that's kind of where I got the whole like done a surf kind of thing. But it went nowhere because again the lyrics are lame, and I didn't really want to go down. I didn't really want to. I don't know why, honestly. Oh, I know why. It's because I was still trying to revive TSR and focus more on or also record folk music. So because to me at the time folk music was more realistic for me. Because after TSR I was like, I don't know if I could do another band thing. I don't know if I could do that. And I was always by myself, so it was like I think doing acoustic music was more realistic at the time. So that's probably why I didn't do Milo Surf.
Gotcha. Okay. So then that stops. I keep bothering you.
Yep.
And then, and then, because I was like, what the fuck, what's going on? Like, I'm so excited, I'm so ready. And then, so that went away. And then after a while, I get another message from you. This is about, 2 years afterwards? Maybe more?
Yeah, it was a while afterwards,
And then I get a message from Josh that says, like, hey, I'm starting another project, something like that. I don't remember exactly what you said.
I just said something along the lines like, it's very similar to Milo Surf, except it's darker, and I think you might like it. Yeah. So I sent you like zip files. Just let me know. I thought you were gonna say no because I like fucked you over so many times. Like, so I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna say no. So if not, I'll just have Gabe play bass. Okay. That was the initial plan.
Really?
Like, yeah, because Gabe was like, if he can get another bass player, that'd be cool. Okay. So I said, okay, well, he said he'll only join if he doesn't really play bass, if he plays guitar really. So yeah, I'll find a bassist in FIU.
Gotcha. And I was fucking stoked. Like, the idea, because I've always had a taste for the darker side of things. So when Josh is like, oh yeah, we're gonna take all these really poppy, because look, Milo Serve is fucking poppy as shit.
Yeah.
Like if you think Phantom Party is sweet, then like Milo Serve is diabetes.
Yeah.
Like it is so like ooh, like
yeah,
it's so
I was thinking like
it's so poppy. And so from there, like I was like, oh my god, like, I cannot imagine like making that like dark as well. Like I was so stoked, and the songs were great, and the songs were the Stellar EP, with the exception of one song, which never we just never could write like the full thing.
Yeah,
it was like the first like 30 seconds of a song. And
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
But that might maybe I'll throw it on the tape or something, because I still think that's a cool like little thing. So, and then Phantom Party happens, and then one of the coolest things about the idea of the experience of Phantom Party was when we met, you telling me, this is not going to be Surf Forever.
Yes.
Which was like, I could tell that you were worried about saying that.
Yeah.
Like, tell me about. Like,
I was worried about saying that because it wasn't really. I was worried if you guys wouldn't be down to, because I knew you were into other kind of music.
Yeah.
It was more like, I'm scared I might not want to leave this kind of music kind of thing, because I was having so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I kind of hesitated, because I was like, it's like I had to force myself to say it so I would follow through with that. Because the last thing I want to do is just play the same shit over and over.
Well, you don't want to do another Going Steady, which is the album that you made.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to like just keep, and I don't want to like just not evolve as an artist.
Exactly.
You know? So, and then it took me a while, because I remember for a while, like, our album tracklist consisted of pretty much the whole Stellar EP plus like 5 other songs.
Yeah.
Because I was so scared of leaving the old shit behind, and I had this fear of like moving on, and now I'm just like, I had to force myself, like, you got to move on. You know, you're not going to be this forever. So I'm kind of like set myself up for that.
Yeah.
So now I've never been more excited about the future there.
That's you in a nutshell, as far as music wise.
Yeah.
So now that we got that out of the way,
let's talk about the Jews. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, okay. I want to tell you a story why I said that.
Okay.
Because when Austin and I went on TSR's last tour, we were playing in Tucson. There was this stand-up comedian hosting the show. Stand-up comedian in quotes. I'm gonna say in quotes. Stand-up comedian. He literally was just an asshole and just said a bunch of fucked up shit. So he's like, I could talk all day. What do you guys want to talk about? Like, that's what he literally said on stage, waiting for hecklers to boom, because he likes hecklers.
Because that way he doesn't have to come up with his own fucking material.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So people are just like, people are quiet. He just looks at Austin and goes like, let's talk about the Jews. I'm like, oh!
Austin, who's Jewish.
Yeah. He's like, all right, like, sounds good, I guess. He's like, why? Like, let's talk about the Jews. I'm like, wow.
Did he get any response from the audience?
No response from the audience. It was just quiet again. I had to fake a phone call to leave. That's how uncomfortable I was. I was like, yeah, I'm out. Left.
So, okay, here's something that I can bring up. So Austin and Josh have what we call scenarios, which is the best way to describe it.
Oh my Christ! Okay,
I want to talk about the scenarios.
Oh shit! Okay, let's do it.
So I want to hear.
Oh my god! Now it's getting real.
Yeah. See now. Okay. See, here's the thing. Like, it's the first podcast, so like the first hour was extremely interviewee, with a lot of cursing, and I want to like. Obviously, I'm gonna get better at it as I go along. But now I want to start to like get into the fucking just the nitty gritty of us and our friendship. So, and your friendship with Austin, more importantly here, what is a scenario in these terms, and what was some of the first ones?
Okay, so
fuck, it still sounds like a goddamn interview. Fucking, what's your favorite?
So the reason, the scenarios are so fucking awesome because Austin and I, we would get bored because when we were in high school, we had no car, no job, no money. We were just walking around Target all day. So like, what would you do if this happened? LOL. We just laugh. And obviously, Austin's an odd one, so it gets weirder and weirder. So one of the weirdest one was like, because I had a crush on this girl for the longest time. And he was like, what would you do if you and her were getting it on? And and then you open your eyes, she was wearing a sombrero. Like, it's like shit like that, where I'm just like, oh my Christ.
Well,
like,
what did you do? What would you do?
What would I do if I woke up and then I
not woke up, but if you opened you were just so into it, right?
Wait, if I woke up, that means she's forcing it on me. Like, I wake up first. If I woke up, I'm like, hey, who are you? Like, hey.
How did you get into my bedroom?
Oh no, but like, what would I do if I opened my eyes and saw a sombrero? I'm like, hey, whatever helps you out, that's fine. Honestly, that's what I do. Whatever helps you out. If that's what you want to do, that's cool. I'll probably tell my friends about it. That's too funny.
If that's cool with you.
That's too funny. Like, a sombrero, really? Okay.
Yeah, I know. I've heard the sombrero one. The sombrero one's one. Well, and then here's the thing about the scenarios is, as Austin specifically, and you two, meet more people, you tell the same scenarios, but they get amped up. They get, like, redrafted.
Yeah.
So eventually it became like, what would you do if you were doing it with a girl, and then she said the only way that I can come is if I have a sombrero on. And then it became this weird other thing.
Yeah.
I think the first scenario that Austin ever hit me with, I think it was Austin, was what would you do if you were with, it's always almost 100% of the time it has to do with sex.
It's always with a girl.
Literally 99% of the time.
I love that about Austin.
Even if it's not about having sex with a girl, it's like, what would you do if you woke up and your dick was in a hole and you're like, what the fuck is this? Remember?
Yeah.
Like you're like on the side of a van and your dick's hanging out there.
No, that was my scenario.
That was you? Okay.
No, wait, one scenario of his was like, so you wake up, you're doing this girl, right? I'm like, okay, and then you feel pain in your chest. I'm like, what? And then you go harder. Then you look at her and she just yells, "Go!" And then you're a soccer field.
That's it.
That's it.
What do you do?
You're like, goal! The pain in your chest are like cleats. Like soccer cleats on your... See, that's Austin. See, he gets weird with that. Like, okay. Like...
One of the ones that I heard was like, what would you do if you're like... Because it was when I first met you guys. It was like one of the first days that I ever met Austin. And Austin goes, so what would you do? Like, it was straight face. Like, just straight. Like, hey, so what would you do, right? And that's always how they are. It's what would you do, comma, right. Like, that's how it is. And then, so what would you do, right, if you're, like, doing a girl and she shits herself while you guys are having sex? And I was like, I just met him, so I didn't know this game yet. So I was like, well, I mean, I guess I would be very supportive, and I would be very sweet, and I would offer her my shower, and, you know, and he's like, would you, like, go through with it afterwards? And I was like, I mean, as long as, like, first, why did she shit herself in the middle of it? Is my real question. Like, does she have, like, sphincter problems? Could she not take care of it? Like, because then I was, like, actually, like, looking way further into it, because I was just trying to portray myself as a nice person. And then I got to realize that Austin's just a psychopath.
Like, I was like, I just leave. Like, okay, I'd be like, what? Like, that's me. I'd be like, okay, that sounds
well, and then then you guys always try to up the ante with, like, well, what if it's in your car? like that, I don't know, dude. I drive her to a public shower or something. Like, I take her to the Y. Like,
yeah. And then Austin. Wait, what?
Tell your van one.
What van one?
The you wake up.
Oh my Christ! So it's like, this is fucked up. But it's like, I was like, hey, what would you do? Hey, whoever's listening to this, I am not that weird of a person.
These are jokes.
I am a normal person. I take my recycling out. I pay my taxes. I go to school. I work full time. I am a contributing member to society. I voted. So, okay, I'm on your side. Okay, so, like, what would you do? All right, listeners, what would you do? So, guys, only the guys. It only goes to the guys. What would you do if you wake up and you're on your knees and you're like, what the fuck? But you're staring at a wall. And then you're like, what the hell? And you realize you're in a van, and you're strapped against the wall of the van, with your face to the wall, and you realize your dick is through a hole, and it's outside, and it's just flopping in the wind in the van. What would you do? Like,
and then you're left to just be like, fucking, I mean, I don't know, like, what would you do? And then, like...
And then I'll be like this, and then you hear the driver says, okay, now we're approaching Compton. It's like shit like that. It's like, of course, like, I don't know, I'd probably just, like, hope I didn't. But realistically, if you saw that, you're like, what? Like, what is that? Plus, it's probably going too fast for people like, what?
Oh my god, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a weirdo.
Well, that was one, and then one was like, what was the one about time? Like, you wake up, and then you see a note that says, like, you have to do is, like, leave the room by a certain time. What was that fucking... You know what I'm talking about? The one where it's like, and then you look at the clock and it's like 2 minutes past or something. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I forgot what it was.
Okay, here I'll give you one. So this is the one of my favorites that was ever given to me. So I like sensory deprivation tanks. So this thing, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So
Okay.
I love the sensory deprivation tank. Even if you have a panic, okay, which basically for those of you who don't know, you get it. You go to like the Float Spa, which is the one in Arizona, or True Rest Float Spa, and you go in and then they have these big like Ridley Scott-esque pod things that are in these rooms they're filled with water that is heated to body temperature and 1,000 pounds of salt, and basically you get in them, you close the pod door, and you see nothing but blackness. You close your eyes, you can't tell if they're open or closed. It's completely dark. The loudest thing is your heartbeat. You can hear your eyes blink. Like, it is legit a trip. So, whether you have a good time in there, whether you have some kind of freak out, it's always beneficial.
Yeah.
First time I did it, I just loved it, and it felt like I was in space, and it was just this crazy thing because you can't hear, you can't see, it's just you're disconnected from your body. Second time I did it, I had a panic attack, but that panic attack was good because, and although I didn't get my full hour's worth, I still I had a panic attack about like life and death, and I was like, oh my god, I need to eat better, I need to treat my girlfriend better, I need to do all these things. So it's good. Even the bad things show you the good. So I was telling Austin about it, and he was really intrigued. And then a couple weeks or so after the first time I was in the tank, we were hanging out, and he goes, all right, so what would you do, right? Which is, again, the call of death.
Yeah.
What would you do, right, if you, get into the... This was Austin's, right?
Yeah, it's Austin.
You open the tank door, and it's, dark in the room, and you go to lay down in the tank, and what you don't see is, there's, this big black guy underneath the bottom of the water that you can't see, and as soon as you lay your naked body into the thing, he floats up and dicks you in the ass.
Oh my Christ.
Or as he said, and then you just get dicked. It was his phrasing.
No,
and then there was a... Yeah, go ahead.
There was another sensory deprivation one where he was like, alright, lift off. No, so you're laying in it, and then you just hear T-minus 10. No, you just hear 13, 12, 11. You're like, what the fuck's that? And you hear T-minus 10. That's when you're like, okay, I know what's happening. What's going on? T-minus 9. And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That was another scenario of Austin's. Like, alright, I guess I hope I don't go to fucking space. I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway. So it's okay. I think one of my favorite things about the scenarios was one time we were on this. It was the second time we went to California. I was just having a bummer of a time. The California trip was a bummer for all of us, and it was definitely a bummer for me. And I was sitting, we were playing this, church thing, and it was weird. It was, youth group night or something. We didn't even know that, going into it.
Yeah.
I guess it was cool, though, because there were some people there who were, smoking pot and stuff, so we figured, we were, we were surrounded by cool people.
Yeah,
it wasn't,
exactly.
They weren't, all, uptight. So I was, everybody was in, the I guess you would call it, the green room, or, the makeshift, whatever. And I was out by myself, just, bumming. And just wanted to be alone. And Austin comes out of the the green room, and he's sits next to me. He's like, so what would you do, right? And he tells me the spaceship one. And then he just leaves. That's it. And then he goes back into the green room. He's like, all right, peace out. That was it. And that was one of those pivotal moments. And I have that specific instance because I always keep scrupulous tour diaries. And I have that specific instance I was writing in my journal when he came over and stopped me. The line stops and it starts again at the bottom where I'm just Austin just came in. I love that because he'll just come in and sprinkle little bits of joy. He's really integral because while you and me we don't necessarily have what I would call true and honest debates or disagreements. We'll just have conflicts of certain ideas or things like that. They're never really anything, and they're always resolved after talking it over or whatever. They're never anything big. But while that happens, Austin is integral because Austin will always come in with some kind of something funny. He's very much hey everybody, let's just stay cool. He's very much Mom, Dad, stop fighting.
Yeah.
He's so important to that because he never gets involved. and anything like he just wants to play music. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't like where you and me like put a lot of stock into like titles or this or that, and Austin's just like, I just want to fucking play. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like so it's very important to have that person just be like, it's cool. Like I don't care. Like everything's fine.
Exactly.
Was he always that for you?
Yeah, he was. He
For the
was
most part?
for the most part he was very passive. He was like, I'm down for whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
He was always like that.
That's awesome. I fucking love that dude. The amount, the brilliant things that have come, and mad things that have come out of his mouth are like just little quippy. Like I walked it. We were recording we were doing album artwork on the computer for the Stellar EP CD release version because the CD cover is different than the digital cover, and we went to Circle K, just he and I, and he goes, he doesn't have his fucking shoes on, which is normal for him. He never has shoes on because he wears Converse and he hates taking them on and putting them off, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're a pain in the ass. So he just had no shoes on. We're walking through this disgusting Circle K parking lot. Like there is not a single Circle K in America I'm convinced that is nice.
Yeah.
Like there's something gross about all of them. Like
exactly.
Even the big nice ones have like crazy like people itching themselves on the inside of the store. Like I've never had a completely clean Circle K experience. So we're walking in one of the old ones and we're walking through this parking lot and he has no fucking shoes on and I'm like, dude, like don't you want to put some shoes on? And he's like nah man, I'm good. And I was like, are you sure? Like they might like kick you out for not having shoes. Remember, like isn't there like a whole like no shirt, no shoes, no service thing? He goes, nah, they need me, and then just walks in the store. Like yeah, just like little things like that where it's just like what? Like just like boom off the top of his head. Like he's such a weird dude, and I can't wait to talk to him. But all right, well fuck. All right, well shit. I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think we'll fucking move on. Like that was it. That was the first little. That
was the first one.
That was the first podcast getting stoked. I think I'm gonna have you if you're down, record like an intro song.
Okay.
Either you or I might honestly just like cut up Thrash Dinar and put like the opening of that in there or something like that.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do some kind of jingle thing.
I'm cool with whatever, man.
So we'll have that eventually and we'll get all like legit, but this is the very beginning, so fucking there you go, man. Like that's
sweet.
That's it. So we'll move on further down the road. So thanks for coming over. Thanks for chilling. I gotta move all this shit back around and then we're gonna go pick up some pre-sale tickets for a show. All right. Peace out. All right. So, okay. Bye.
Goodbye.